Awesome. We are live. We're just a little early here. This is my first time streaming with this particular setup. As it appears every time I stream is my first time with this particular setup. So if you see anything that I need to adjust, or if the audio's gone hinky on me, please let me know. So glad to be here. I'm gonna chill out here and just wait a little bit longer to see who else shows up. We are just a little bit early. Here we go. Let's see here. Awesome. Got two people watching now. This is very exciting. I'd like to welcome my two viewers to the very first Pepakura Tuesday. So I got the green screen up here behind me, and we are going to do our very best to rework this Pepakura model that we've got here. Here, I'll actually switch over to that now. Excellent. So this here is a pep file of the Chi-Square Enix Stormtrooper model, which I'm really excited about. I saw this the other day in my backlog, and I was like, ooh, I think people would get a kick out of this. It's a really nice file, and of course I'm going to be releasing it free because it was free to me, and that is kind of how I do. Take a quick hit of juice, and we're off. Oh, well, actually, I could wait just another minute. We got a lot of front end time here. We're basically just going to be streaming until this model is completely unfolded, which shouldn't take terribly long. Like I said, again, it's a very nice model, but this should hopefully just be a fun window into my process as a foam cosplay prop maker. I do a lot of this, as you might imagine. I actually provide a lot of additional free content for my patrons, so if you're interested in my files, if you like my work, you can head on over there. There's a link in the description. Otherwise, feel free to subscribe. And with that, let's go ahead and start. So a lot of people, when they unfold, I know, don't necessarily start in the 3D window, and I know that's not a closely guarded secret, but it's worth noting that I have no 2D unfold here. There's actually nothing there right now, which is okay, because we are going to do most of our preliminary work in the 3D model. So I'm going to go to 3D menu, edit mode, and specify cut line edges. And what that basically means is that when I click unfold and I tell it to unfold, all that's going to happen is it's going to do its very best to interpret the lines of separation that I am going to be drawing now. Now, the one thing I can fault this for is, well, if this model looks beautiful with this texture, it does become a little difficult to see because that black is so deep that there's no depth there and I can't tell. So I'm actually going to remove that, and then I'm going to go to view setup, and I am going to click shade. There we go. And now I've got a much better sense of where all those lines are. So we're just going to start separating things out. I'm going to try and employ some tricks. Let's see. Usually if you double click, you can get it to move all the way around a line. That's perfect. I don't know what happened there. Awesome. That saves me a ton of time. Can we do it again? We did. Awesome. I will do this as many times as it lets me, frankly. Let's see. This might work. Yes, very useful. Awesome. I actually want to keep that face together there. Let's see here. So one of the reasons I really wanted to start doing this particular stream is if any of y'all have any questions about the way I do this, I love to bring new people into the craft and to teach people more about the craft. It's a lot of fun for me, so please, if you have any questions at all, toss them in the chat. Here we go. Awesome. Let's see here. It looks like this is all flat detail, which is great. It's great for foam building. I know for paper building that can be really, really annoying because if all of your detail is just in the texture, once you paint it, obviously it's going to vanish and you'll have to repaint in those details. But for me, as a foam builder who can use those as just like etch lines, that is super useful. Go back to the view setup, shade. Awesome. Here we go. Let's see here. Get in there. It's important during this part of the process that you really do your very best not to miss anything, because any missed faces are just going to be a lot of extra cleanup that you have to do in the 2D window later on. So we're going to hold on to all that. These little additional faces are not something that we're going to need as foam builders, so it's good to separate them out now. Actually, hang on, let's see. Hey, perfect. Nope, that's not what I want. There we go. Hey, I see more viewers joining. Glad to have you with us. Evening, Melvin. For those of you who are just joining, we are unfolding the Kai Square Enix Stormtrooper helmet. This is a model by Cosplus. You can find him on Facebook. He's a really he's a really talented foam builder. He tends to build in colored foams so that he doesn't have to paint. It's really quite beautiful, but he's also a very accomplished painter and modeler, as you can tell right here. Let's see here. A lot of his models actually lend themselves for foam because he does design a lot of them to work with foam building, which is just awesome. There's not a lot of people who are interested in that in particular because usually they say it takes away from like the let's say the accuracy of the model. But I think a lot of the accuracy in most builds anyways doesn't necessarily come from the original model. It comes from doing a lot of work yourself to make sure that you're honoring details that might not even be present in the best of these kinds of models. So I'm going to see. I can live with that. There we go. Again, for those of us just joining, one of the easiest ways to make this as fast as possible is double-clicking on an edge. It will attempt to fill all the way down that edge as best it can. So we do that as often as we can, frankly. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of that. I don't think I'll need it because that separates in the front. I might, yeah, I think I'm going to hold on to this in here. Leave that on there. Ugh. So the model, in this context, the model serves as both a good reference as well as the basis for your paper templates, which, of course, I'm in the process of creating now. The model itself and even the paper templates by extension, from like a philosophical sort of standpoint, I would argue are just a guideline, yes. Because I think that sometimes people get really hung up on the idea that they've got to use these templates like religiously. And I think that, like all of the best things in life, this really is an art. So you're not going to see the same sort of religious hold to the model out of some of the best builds. You're going to see people doing a lot of improvising, doing a lot of small things to play by the feel. Like there's a very popular dude who put out a ton of foam files around the time foam building was starting to be like a really big thing, and his username is JF Custom, And JF Custom's work is really interesting for a lot of different reasons, not the least of which is that he puts a lot of time into thought of construction when he's making files based off of these 3D models. But one thing that happened a lot is that a lot of people saw people getting really good results with his, sorry, I gotta see this a little closer, with his models, and they were like, oh, so I gotta just follow the model religiously. The problem is he was unfolding a lot of models that weren't necessarily designed for foam. So because these are very polygonal, it's not very smooth. There'd be a lot of really jagged edges if you followed it, you know, religiously. So you have to take everything with a grain of salt. No template is going to be perfect for you right out of the printer. Like, I really don't care what it is. Even 3D printing will spit out something that you're going to need to sand, fill, and quite possibly even add more things to. And so that's part of what I mean by the model is a guideline in, like, principle. But what we're doing right now should save us a lot of time in the 2D window from moving just a lot of individual faces. All right. So one thing I'm really trying to be mindful of here is that I will still have to do some work in the 2D window. I don't want to try and separate and adjust every face to the point where, you know, I have no work to do once I unfold this directly. But I do want to save myself as much time as possible. So let's see. Gonna run that over here, around there. Yeah, I don't think I might need this under the visor piece, but I don't think I'm going to need this at the very least. Honestly, I don't think this is going to be as difficult as the Tier 100 mask. The Tier 100 fade mask, which is still up for grabs. I haven't passed 200 subscribers yet, so that's still banked. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. But the Tier 100 fade mask was definitely a challenge for a number of different reasons, not the least of which is there's a lot of really tight curves. Whereas when I actually look at this, there's a little bit of that in the cheek detail here, but most of this are it's pretty blocky. They're round shapes that'll meet themselves really well. I think this one, honestly, the difficulty in doing a piece like this is going to be to honor these lines, like right here, because you're going to need to either paint them on, or my recommendation would be to either wood burn them in or do the thing where you etch and score and sort of open up lines in foam. I digress. I'm going to go back to shade. Sweet, I can see again. No, I actually think this is going to be a pretty easy model to put together. A lot of these curves seem to make sense in my head. So I'm hoping once I jump over to the 2D window, it'll start to make some very pretty but clear sort of templates. Let's see. I'm going to join that here, 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 here. I swear I won't just say here on every single edge. That's no good. There we go. Right across there. Is that a detail line? Oh, it is, but that's not black. That's just, I thought this was creeping up the edge, but that's way better. From a construction standpoint, that just would have been a nightmare if I had to do a detail line that starts here and ends just on the other side. Well, thanks, AJ. It's a super specific way of looking at pieces like this. I was really enamored with the way this looks. It's such a unique take on Stormtroopers. Like, could you imagine if we had rolled up to The Force Awakens and this had dropped out of all those ships? Like, that would have been nutty. Like, what they made was interesting, I'll say that. You know, the Stormtroopers from Episode 7 had a very distinct look that I think they succeeded in making something that feels like a natural sort of evolution in design from the last thing. But if they'd really just wanted to go balls to the walls, I mean, go full anime. Star Wars is a lot of things. Might as well be anime. Here we go. Here we go. From a construction standpoint, there's definitely something I would recommend. So foam doesn't like edge-to-edge joints. So papercraft a lot of the time involves these pieces that meet at a sharp corner with no overlap either way. I mean to say this corner right here, the interior corner. And what I would probably wind up doing, I would probably make this sort of this sort of horseshoe shape its own piece, and then add a little foam on the inside of it so that I could glue this face with the line on it directly to that horseshoe shape. And that's just something you have to think about as well when talking about these templates as like a guide rather than the end-all be-all. Yeah, Clone Wars rocks. I actually have, if I have time near the end of this, if this doesn't eat up the entirety of my time, I will take 2 seconds. I have a couple of models that I put together from Clone Wars that I have been sitting on. I haven't done anything with them yet, but they're really pretty. And you're right, it totally translates well to an animated space. And one of the things I love about the models from the Clone Wars especially is they tend to translate into the real world, into physical space really well too, because of course they're designed in 3D. But I think something about their art style just lends itself really well. Here we go, going around one of the ears. Sort of kind of working my way down one side, and then I'll copy that sort of to the other side here. Oops. Sometimes if you're not careful, if you end up clicking into space, just like if I click here, you'll end up accidentally, like, I don't know, maybe over there. You'll end up accidentally, you know what? Now that I'm trying to do it intentionally, I won't do it. Oh, no singing right now. I'm way too fascinated with Star Wars. Oh, man. Hang on. What's going on here? I can't see that. Is that flat? It is. Okay, okay. So that's going on the inside here. Man, sometimes it is really hard to see what direction a popped out face is going in this program. Sometimes it's just like, oh, it's going in or out. It's that one optical illusion of like the well-lit face and it's spinning, and sometimes it'll look convex and then it'll start to spin and then it'll start to look convex again. And honestly, if you stare too long at these models, that's sort of what starts to happen, and it can be very disconcerting. Here we go, going around this way. Awesome. I am actually going to separate that there so that when I lay this out, the edge strip along this whole thing will lay flat at a point that I like. There we go. Does that go in again? Oh God. See, this is a really good example of where I would essentially turn this whole face into one flat piece rather than doing a bunch of weird intricate pieces that sort of fit together halfway through each other. And I would just like layer this out of 2mm craft foam, and that's something I can work out in the 2D window still. There we go. Awesome. Damn, now you got me singing, Melvin. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. Let me hear you whisper that you love me too. Keep the love light glowing in your eyes so blue. Let me call you sweetheart, I'm in love with you. There we go. Oh wow, I love this. So some modelers, I won't say get lazy, because I think that undercuts the amount of free labor the prop community is built on. But I will say sometimes we as prop builders will cut corners and we'll make two shapes when we're modeling. We'll just stick them next to each other and they'll intersect horrifically. But it looks like Cosplus took the time to actually go through and intersect these shapes meaningfully so that I can actually separate them from one another, and that is just dynamite. Let's see here. Let's get in really close. Make sure we don't miss any edges. There we go. I'll go around this side of the box at the same time. What's in the box? Nothing, it's hollow. Perfect, here we go. Those look like they are meeting at the edge. Oh my gosh, Kia, are you alright? It's my dog, Kia. She's concerned about something. Actually, I'm gonna do right there. Here we go. And then we'll go there, go here. Sometimes you just gotta make decisions. Sometimes it's not right or wrong decisions, it's just decisions. Here we go. Going around here. Ooh, yeah, I don't like that. Oh, I really don't like that. It's gonna be easier to clean that up though than just do around that circle by myself. There we go. Should do a Boba Fett helmet. I've actually done a Boba Fett helmet before. Long time ago in high school, long time ago, I mean like a few years ago, I was asked to provide something for a charity auction for my school's theater drama club. And I put up a Boba Fett helmet that I had made. It was just for display. It didn't have like a working visor in it because I was, you know, in high school and broke. But a friend of mine bought it for his family because they're huge Star Wars nerds, and I guess that they use it as a Christmas tree chopper. It's on top of their tree every year, which is I think amazing. Here we go. It's super fun. I've thought about doing another Boba Fett helmet. I think right now, just given everything going on, I might try to do a Mandalorian helmet. I thought that would be really cool. I'm just looking into options. Foam is a really great material for a lot of things, but I have yet to see a lot of really great options for chroming foam, which is very much the feel of the Mandalorian helmet. It's not like perfectly chromed, but it feels like chrome knocked back to that brushed metal look, and that's a hard look to achieve on a material that does not appreciate being sanded. So I think that's really what I'm waiting for on that. I'd like to do it. It's kind of like how I wasn't really willing to do Darth Vader's helmet until I was convinced I could get the finish on that right, which, by the way, I'm really excited about that. That helmet is almost done. For those of you who were on the live stream the other day, I wrapped it up. I did wind up joining the bottom to the rest of the helmet, and I think it's going to be extremely smooth. Oh gosh, that would be a really fun video. You know, I've had some inklings about some videos that I really want to do. Like, I really want to do some more build videos, but I'd really love to also talk a little bit more about the process. I got a video coming up talking about interpreting vision and what that means as a prop builder, and you know, because like sometimes people come to you and they're like, I want this, and you're like, well, what does that mean in real terms? Like I've had people say like, I want this thing from a video game, and I'm like, well, that thing is made for a person with 3 arms, so what does that look like for you? Are we making a 3rd arm for you? Because I've done that. That's a doozy. And interpreting client vision is such an important thing, and it's really fascinating challenge as an artist, I think, because you get to really flex your understanding of, you know, what are you capable of, and what is the concept you're working with capable of. You know, that's super important. Oh shoot. Oh hey, I completely forgot about that. Whoa, getting too close. Starting to get dizzy. There we go. Perfect. Click. There we go. Tidy that up. There we go. That is one side almost completely done. Because this is all like one face there. Let's see. I don't want to miss any details. That's going to be easy. This might not be. Oh, wow. That was actually really easy to clean up. There we go. Oh, man. Here we go. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I just keep filling in the exact same problem over and over. It's nice to know I can do it, though. Oh, no, really? Oh, that sucks. Okay, I gotta go around this manually. There we go. Going around, going around. Right? No, that's the thing I love about really crazy polygons is that sometimes some modelers will organize their shapes differently, which I think is fascinating. So sometimes what you'll end up having is you'll have a modeler who will organize, say, a circle on the side of a helmet, but they'll be like it'll be like a lattice of faces back and forth, like this line to that 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 line, and that's all perfectly valid. But then you've got people like this who are like, no, organized circle. Circle has pie-shaped chunks cut out of it, and that's the way it goes. And it's just like, oh boy. Oh, this even has fewer faces than I would have expected out of a model like this, because a lot of people will have it'll be the same thing as essentially what you're seeing here, but like all of these rectangles would be split into triangles diagonally, and it's just interesting to see that's not something that this model has really been cleaned up, so that it's just a lot of open rectangles, which, by the way, you can change in Pepakura, which is, I think, something a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think to edit Pepakura you need to take it into a new program, and while it's a limited set of tools, there are some really good tools in here. Like you can go to Edit Model, and let's say I needed a line to cut across this rectangle right here. I can click on this drop down, click Divide or Split Quad, and turn that into 2 triangles, which is crazy. I'm gonna undo that because I definitely don't want that. But if I ever need that, I'm more than capable of it, which is super nice. Here we go. Awesome. I'm gonna come down here because that definitely should not. Yep, that shouldn't be there. Sweet. I'm gonna come across there. For the sake of continuity, I'm probably going to end up following this line across here, and that should sort of kind of meet the other piece here, so that when I put these together, it'll actually go together very, very easily. And that, I need to put shade back on. I can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Oh, I was very off. Okay, there we go. There we go. I'm gonna come inside. This is going to be right across here. I really like the look of these like vents in here. Oop, I've missed a line, it looks like. Gotta get in there. Perfect. I really like the look of these vents on here. I love they have like the sort of industrial look of like a motor, which is not something a lot of Star Wars helmets have going on for them. So that's really cool. I'm actually gonna go. No, I think I'm just gonna leave all of this as like. No, I'm gonna get rid of that. So I think from a construction standpoint, I would make this piece going around it, but I would leave this triangle and this triangle out, so I could essentially just layer them next to the thing, and in that way it would be a pretty easy but detailed piece. Now this is all crazy complicated. I think I'm going to leave that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave that for the 2D window, because that looks like that sort of sneaky, tricky thing where it's not actually connected. So I'm just gonna leave that for now, and we're gonna go across the face here. Coming back here. Oh wow, that is gonna be super detailed. I love that. This is pointed in the middle, which is great because it means I can just go right down the center and not worry about that, because I will figure it out later. Is this? Does this have depth? Am I missing it? It does have depth. There we go. Awesome. This bad boy, it's so many bad shots. It's true. I love there's the moment in Rebels where Captain Rex puts on a stormtrooper some stormtrooper armor as a disguise, and he gets so bad at aiming while he's wearing it, and people make fun of him, and he's like, I can't see it. He ends up throwing the helmet at somebody, which is just precious. It's precious. There we go. Let's see. It goes straight up the bridge of the nose. That'll separate into 2 even sides. Awesome. Again, I don't think... What? There we go. I don't... That's weird. Sorry, I don't think I'm going to need this inner edge here. I think that will just be something I layer, so we can get rid of that, which means we can also get rid of this. Amazing. This is starting to get very detailed. Oh no, I've got to get really into this pocket. I can't see it. Oh god. There we go. Hey, have a good one, AJ. Always happy when people stop by. This is a lot of fun with an audience. It's always fun too, because I feel like sometimes people ask questions that are really interesting in the way that they're more of like a philosophy of building rather than like how do you build, which is very exciting. What on earth? I don't need that line. I'm getting rid of that. Come on. I don't know how I managed that. There we go. Let's get in there. And also with you, AJ. How did I manage this? It looks like I accidentally double-clicked a face at some point and created a bunch of extra lines that were intersecting the lines I'd already made in bad ways, but that's okay. It looks like I fixed it. I really like this. I think I'm probably going to try and keep this one piece with some fun undercuts, but that shouldn't be too bad. Awesome. I am going to go ahead and finish the grill and then apply all these marks to the other side, and then we can jump to the 2D window, which should be pretty simple actually. Oh yes, that's perfect. Sweet. Oh shoot, I forgot about down here. Okay, we're just gonna go right around it real quick. Oh, I realize this can be very disorienting at times, so if anybody needs to, you know, rub their eyes real quick, go for it. Don't forget to blink. Blinking is important. Here we go. There's the faces I was missing. There we go. It's important to remind ourselves once in a while that these are shell models, so they don't necessarily line up with any sort of thickness in the real world. So bear that in mind when we are putting our templates together. Awesome. Here we go. Around that way. Awesome. Under the chin. That piece will go together right there. Awesome. There we go. So I've been told sometimes that I go a little extra when I make these unfolds, because some people, what they'll do is they'll just unfold the one side, and they'll just move the pieces from the other side completely off the screen, so that you can't see them. But I like to unfold the whole model, because that way, when you're just looking at the model, there's not a bunch of weird scraggly lines over on the 3D window that kind of confuse you and make it a little unclear what's supposed to be going on. There we go. Wow, we're making great progress on this. This is probably going to be a pretty easy cleanup in the 2D window, honestly, because of how much we're able to do in the 3D window here. Oh wow. Yeah, no, this is going to be very clean indeed. I bet you this would make for a really great foam build. Ah, damn, I might have to make it now. That's the true burden of the prop maker, is always finding another thing to be interested in making. Oh, can't do that. That's okay. That went together very quickly. Oh, you got to learn all the shortcuts, because you got to learn to save yourself time and like wrist stress, because as much as we joke, carpal tunnel's are a very real problem, and if you spend all your time doing prop making and 3D work like this, you're gonna wind up you're going to wind up hurting your hands. You have an apron for when you're gluing things, so you keep things safe. And we use keyboard shortcuts so that we don't mess up our fingers for our life. There we go. Here we go. Awesome, coming in hot. Big shot for anybody who's joined us who does not know what we are working on. This is the Square Enix foam helmet. This is going to be a very, very interesting build when we're done. Shade. Here we go. We're going to go right across here. Oops. Perfect. Run it right up there. That's saved me some time at least. Okay, that works. There we go. Now I could leave this little edge piece on as like a guide for say whatever piece I layer under it, but I will say I would probably just be making that out of some sort of clear plastic, so I don't know if that's something I need per se, but it's definitely a way to go about this. All right, we're all the way through the face on both sides. Forgive me one moment. Big sneeze. There we go. Nope, can't do that. There we go. Coming across here. It's okay. Big rectangular faces make this a lot easier to work with. Yeah, perfect there. That same detail line right here. Oh, there we go. Kia, what's wrong? My dog is a wooing in the background. I think it's because we just got a new cat. You gotta leave her be, Kia. You gotta give us space. Here we go. Let's go around here. Oh, gosh. This is the home stretch. I can feel it. Here we go. Wow, that is sharp looking. And honestly, once I hide all of these unnecessary lines for foam, it's gonna look super sharp. Like, there's something to be said about the 3D model itself being quite pretty. Ugh. Here we go. Control Z is your friend. if you even think you made a mistake, you might as well undo it. Worst comes to worst, you just do it again. Go. Some people say man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood, skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons. What do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Saying, Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. There we go. These little freaking faces. They're the ones that really do me in. There we go, right around that edge. Right over here too. Oh, Lord. Something about the back one's just not a big deal. That's okay. Awesome. And then right here too. But then I think we did it. I think we did it. Yep. So that's all. That's all the 3D work. So we're going to save that so we do not lose it. And then going to open up our 2D window, zoom back in over here. We're going to unfold it. I'm going to unfold this at like 10 inches tall. I'll probably want to re-edit that at some point. Really make the spacing small because we're going to want to work with all of it. But, oh, that's so clean. That's so little work. This is a super clean file. Oh, that's nice. So now what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make this a part of this piece right here. And I'm actually just going to let that sort of intersect there for now. Because I need both of those. Well, I suppose I could always separate that. Depends on how pretty that looks. I was kind of hoping that this might do a little bit more of this work for me. So you'll note that what I'm doing is exchanging one long, very strange looking dart for a series of smaller darts designed to give this a very smooth appearance, at least outwardly. There we go. Yeah, see, that works. You know what, we'll just separate this for now. We will come back to that. That is good. Awesome. Here we go. Now we're cooking with gas. I've decided we're cooking with gas. For those of you who watched the last stream, this was This was a point of bait. Here we go. Oh, that looks really nice. Yeah, there we go. Oh, and I love a lot of these faces are actually flat, like they have technical separation in the file, but when I join them, they stick together anyways because they are technically flat. Perfect. Oh, that's going to be super smooth piece. You know, I looked at this and I almost thought we could get away with the entirety of the top being one piece, but I didn't think that that would be a great look in the foam, frankly. So I was like, let's just do two pieces. They'll be identical. They'll be super simple. Because of course I could separate this like side to side. You know, it could be split right down the middle, back to front. But then I wouldn't save paper on these files. Because I'd have two very different pieces that I'd have to put together. So instead, we go this route, and we see it pays off. Fantastic. There we go. There's one side of the top. And that is a super, super easy piece to wrap my head around too, which is, I think, the best part about this. This piece here, yeah, that's one piece. Gosh, this wrap around the bucket might wind up just being one piece. Yeah, I think because it really only joins at like 3 faces. So if we just put it together like this, I'll be damned. Yeah, this is definitely going to be just one wraparound piece. That makes it a really, really nice, clean build. This is going to be a fun piece to detail, though. Look at that. Okay, so that's clearly separating funny. If I go there, click. Wow, yeah, that's going to be very sharp. It's got kind of a weird shape right there, but that's okay. That's okay. I would be adding some foam in there anyways to make the spacing correct. Strange. Where is this connected? It's connected there. Okay, I don't want that. Let's do that. That's better. I like this way better. I was super confused where that was even connecting. Oh god, and it wants to separate on this line. Boo. That's okay. That's okay, we got this. You're the boss, you're the boss, you're the big hairy boss. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That makes more sense. And actually we can kind of even that out a little bit by sticking them together along this axis right there. Perfect. Oh, wow, I really like that. That is a lot cleaner than it was before. And here is which I had, this is where I wish I had like a nice like copy paste where I could just move everything from the left hand of this piece to the right hand, but I don't. So I will come back because I am bored with that. This piece is fine. I can start picking out the pieces that are actually just already done because of all the 3D work I did. Let's see, like pretty much everything that was like an inset, like this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, all 4 of these circles can kind of just come over here and live. This rectangle, that rectangle, they can probably just come over here. This piece is probably just one piece. Yep, same here, because I think they, at most, 2 faces touch. Yeah, no, this is a completely done piece. Just bring these up, bring them over there. Almost nothing going on there. All right. I think these are also going to be their own pieces for the same reason, basically. I'll just kind of group them up together over here. Fantastic. Let's see here. What else can we do? I think this piece is done. It's extraneous for foam building, but it's complete, I'll say that. Awesome. Probably this piece under here too. Although I was going to separate it at that edge, wasn't I? Because this is kind of unnecessary. There we go. Oh, wow. There we go. Now we're cooking. This piece is almost done. Needs just the barest amount of work done to it. Done. Done. The done pile grows very quickly. This circle is inherently done. I actually would really love it if this is, I can't remember if I separated this at the bottom or not. I did. Perfect. Done. The done pile grows fast. These are done because we're not really going to use them for a foam build. These 2 are done. Let's see here. About what's going on here. Oh wow, this is almost done. Oh, this is so clean, just coming right out of it. Oh god, I love it. I love it. I'm actually going to separate this out this way. God, I love it when a plan comes together. I mean, you're just going to town on these templates, and then there's that moment about like 80% of the way done where everything is apparently just already done for you. Nothing to be done. Here we go. Well, if anybody else out there has any more questions, I'd love to take them. But otherwise, I am just leaning into this now. This is flying by. Holy cats. Now it's more just about making it clean than anything else. Wow, that's super sleek. That's going to go together really well too. I think that's probably the nicest part about this is how clean it really is. Oh wow, I'm just going to addend that piece there too. That's nominal. Marginal, that's what I meant to say. That overlap is super marginal. This will be a great single piece. You know, it kind of goes together like an old knight helmet. Like an old Templar bucket. There we go. Look at that. Man, honestly, hat tip to Cosplus, because a lot of what you're seeing here is only possible because of how nice the model is. Oh god, I love this. Yes. Perfect. Yeah, that'll make one really pretty piece right across there. For those of you who are just joining us, we are unfolding the Square Enix Stormtrooper helmet. It's a concept build, and I think it's going to be a very, very slick set of templates when we're done. I will be releasing these templates. I will probably be releasing them to my patrons first. So if you're at all interested, please consider becoming a patron down below in the description. But of course, I will be making these free over time, as I do most of my things, because, well, I mean, the model is free to me. The templates are very fun, but might as well make them available to the community. Gotta get back, right? There we go. Look at that. Okay, this is in 2 pieces, and that's not how I want it to be. Because I actually want this to be separate up there. There we go. Then I want to add this to that. That to this. Make this as directional as possible. Yep, right through there. Perfect. Done. Perfect. Yay, that's what we wanted to happen. Awesome. Yeah, wow, that piece is done. Look at that. I really like how tight the spread is on these darts, because sometimes you'll get it where it's just a little more wonky than you want it to be, and let me tell you, that is no good. Okay, that rests down there. So these, wow, those go together super well, and that just sits on top up there. Yeah, this looks like it would be extremely easy to build. Oh, that's just dynamite. Alright, what am I missing? Let's see, over the top here. Already done, which means this one is probs already done too. Oh no, it accidentally got indented there. We're gonna just, there we go. Yep, working our way down the side of the helmet. It's probably going to be mostly all done too, because of how flat all these faces are. Yeah, I don't feel the need to do any editing to that. Which means this should hopefully be in the exact same state. Yep. Alright, sides of the ear, perfect. Let's see, what's this box doing? What'd he do? This box is fine. This circle. Oh, I already grabbed that. Bop, this rectangle. Bop. Don't need that. Let's see. No, I think I can actually make this a single unfold across the top. Is that the underside? It is the underside. Whoops. Yeah, let's leave those there. Because then when I add my secret sauce by joining adjacent edges, yeah, that'll be perfect. I might add them back on then, after doing that step. Perfect, done. 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 There it is, done. This box, done. This edge, pretty much unnecessary. Here we go. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, that's right, I didn't finish this piece because I got bored. Here we go. Oh god, I'm just gonna separate it so I don't make that mistake again. Here we go. Let's grab the eye so I don't forget it. Oh, this needs to be, oh, this is just a mistake. There we go. That is done. That, just like that, is done. I've got these two pieces which I need to sort out real quick, but they are, oh lord, they are almost done. I am just going to ease them along the center strip here. That, yep, that'll solve that problem. It'll splay just a little bit at that center mark, but it should be just a little bit. And if I do it across the whole thing, it should look fairly even when I join the edges. Go. Part of the key to making these smooth builds is a lot of consistency. If you're attacking a problem one way in one part of the build, you should probably be attacking it the same way most of the build. That way you're not going to end up with like too many errors that result from different systems of sort of editing colliding. Oh, that's looking really good. Done, 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 done. Done, 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 done. Oh, that's not done. That's a mistake. Yep, that should not have done that. I missed an edge. Done. Awesome. I take this, that, this, that, that, and that. Nope, not that. There it is. These edges are all complete. If if not a little spread out. There we go. Yeah, we are getting very close to being done with this model. Yeah, this is looking really good. I know it's still a little disorganized, but we have chewed through most of this piece. This is an edge that will not be used, but it is complete. This is, oh, edging that goes around here. Those are done. Those are done. This is also done. This piece is done. I think that piece is done, yes. Yes. Which means that this piece is done. I love symmetry. Awesome. That's great. What's going on here? What's this? Ah, we will not need that piece. It's done. Let's see. All right. Let's add this in. Shouldn't take long to replicate the same results on the other side. Oh gosh, it's 7:08. Oh well, it looks like I think I'm going to have to cut this just a little short, but we are almost done. For anybody who is interested, I will go ahead and save this, and I will wrap this up another time for my beautiful viewers. Maybe I hop on later this week. Thanks so much for sticking around. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. It helps us out immensely, and we are doing a giveaway. We are giving away a Tier 100 Fade mask. It's like this big. I'll ship it just about anywhere, so feel free to comment down below. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. Take care.